Hello, Nikki Cox here. I'm very excited about this opportunity. Thank you so much. First off, I have not yet to visit El Cajon Valley High, but I read the WASC report and discovered that 42% of the student population is Middle Eastern and also 42% are ELLs. There's a large refugee population and also 94% are socioeconomically disadvantaged. So, a little bit about me and why I think I'd be a good fit for this school and the students specifically. First off, I'm a first generation college student. I didn't think it was going to be possible for me to attend college growing up because I grew up in extreme poverty, and that class of college goers was so foreign to me. I didn't have the social cultural capital in order to make it seem feasible. So I have that background and can sort of relate to a lot of your students. My family uprooted a few times. I understand what it's like to adjust to a new school and a totally new social environment. I have a BA in history, specifically with two focuses in Latin American history and Middle Eastern history. So not only does that demonstrate my interest in these regions, their history, their cultures, like music, architecture, religion, rituals, and more, but also I have an understanding of why students would find themselves at this specific school. I also have a minor in linguistics with a focus in Spanish. I'm fascinated by language, and I would love to learn more, especially some phrases from students at your school. I love to travel. I've done a bit of globe trotting. I have an unquenchable thirst, they say, for experiences, specifically firsthand experiences and cultures different from my own. Not to discount the one I grew up in, but I love meeting new people and I love listening to their stories. I also love San Diego. I love my neighborhood. I live in City Heights. I get to listen to Vietnamese karaoke and banda all in one night. I've become close friends with all my neighbors, especially during quarantine. Finally, I'm rooted in my teaching philosophy. So that means I believe that school should be a space that values diversity, multiculturalism, and inclusion. It should encompass a curriculum that is timely, culturally relevant, and global citizenship oriented. I'm a social reconstructionist because I believe that in order for education to truly be equitable for all students, schools must be a place where oppression is challenged. In our current moment in history, with events surrounding COVID and subsequent social movements, now more than ever, I believe that teachers rooted in this philosophy are vital to society, especially in schools such as El Cajon Valley High, where students are facing such intersecting oppressions in class, race, ethnicity, and more, which leads us to the next question. So one concept that struck me in the passages by Hammond was that teachers fail to teach students to be independent learners. From the WASC report, I know that this is also a priority of El Cajon Valley High. On a large scale, this concept is why I aim to build curriculum that reaches what Dr. Lambert calls powerful disciplinary knowledge. I see this practiced by using UDL in curriculum building to ensure that students have access to engagement, such as using content that represents the students in the classroom, having access to representation, such as providing text in multiple languages that students speak or read, and also providing access to expression, such as teaching students that they can either type an essay or use speech to text. In lesson segments and daily lessons, I always address the why, what, and how at the beginning of the lessons. That way we're all on the same page. Another concept is teachers failing students due to language. I'm big on literacy in the classroom and practicing integrated literacy standards. Each lesson should address the language demands of the content and aim to help students make meaning from language. No matter the English level of the student, content must be accessible. Some students may just need definitions in a text, some may need to hear it spoken, or some may need translations. And that's why I like to use collaborative learning. I like to implement a lot of group work, ideally in pods, that may switch throughout the semester or year. But basically, I want to make sure that students can learn from each other while also learning social emotional skills and empathy, so that way I can practice teaching tolerance and staying rooted in my teaching philosophy. Again, thank you so much for this opportunity, and I look forward to hearing from you.